What if I told you that Google just dropped an AI so powerful it crushed OpenAI, dethroned Claude, and might have just changed the future of coding forever? Yeah, this isn't just another chatbot update. This could redefine what AI means for developers and everyone else. And trust me, the most shocking part? We'll get to that in just a bit. Alright, Tech Fam. Welcome back to the channel where we break down the future before it breaks you. Today we're diving into Google's latest monster drop, Gemini 2.5 Pro I/O edition. It's a model so advanced, the CEO of DeepMind literally called it their best coding model ever. And it's not just talk. This model just claimed the #1 spot across major coding benchmarks, outperforming OpenAI's GPT-4 and Anthropic's prized Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Yes, Claude, the AI that was built to dominate coding, just got served. So what makes Gemini 2.5 I/O so special? Why is it terrifying for Anthropic? And how might it force OpenAI to completely rethink their game? By the end of this video, you'll know how Gemini turned hand-drawn sketches into fully coded apps in seconds, why this release could trigger a strategic war in Silicon Valley, and whether Google just made the smartest AI on Earth. Let's get into it. And hey, if you're enjoying the ride so far, tap that like button. It helps more than you think. What is Gemini 2.5 Pro I/O edition? So what exactly is Gemini 2.5 Pro I/O? At its core, it's a multimodal AI model trained specifically for interactive coding tasks with a huge context window and canvas-based prototyping. Think of it as ChatGPT's nerdier, more talented cousin, with a whiteboard and a Red Bull addiction. Key feature number 1, built for code. Unlike general-purpose AI, this version of Gemini is laser-focused on writing, editing, understanding, and debugging code. From JavaScript to Python to obscure frameworks no one actually uses, it gets it. Key feature number 2, canvas-based prototyping. Here's where it gets wild. Developers can now sketch a UI by hand or upload a design layout, and Gemini will turn that into a fully functional web app. Yup, from doodle to deployable. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now. Key feature number 3, long context window. We're talking huge, long enough to analyze and refactor entire code bases in one go. A user even rewrote their entire front-end stack using a single prompt. Imagine telling your AI, hey, rewrite my app in React. Boom, done. This isn't just productivity, it's leverage. Gemini crushes the benchmarks. Alright, let's talk numbers, because they tell the real story. Gemini 2.5 Pro just climbed to the #1 spot on LMA Leaderboard, Long-Form Multi-Agent Arena, a coding benchmark designed for complex reasoning. WebDev Arena, which tests real-world web app building capabilities, and guess who it beat? Claude 3.7 Sonnet, previously considered the gold standard for coding AI. Yup, Claude just got knocked off the throne. That's especially brutal because coding was Claude's bread and butter. Anthropic's entire pitch was, hey, we might not beat ChatGPT in every area, but if you need a dev buddy, we're your best bet. Well, not anymore. Gemini not only beat Claude, it humiliated it in its own house. And if that wasn't enough, Google's new model even puts ChatGPT's frontier intelligence claims into question. OpenAI might still dominate in general reasoning, but Google is catching up fast and beating them where it counts. What do you think? Is this the beginning of Google's AI era, or will OpenAI clap back hard? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and hey, smash that like if this is blowing your mind. Game-changing capabilities for developers. Now let's get practical. What can developers actually do with this model? Well, imagine this. Sketch to app in minutes. You draw a rough layout of a dashboard on a piece of paper. Take a pic. Upload it. Gemini reads it, understands it, and writes fully functional front-end code to match. You tweak the layout using a visual canvas. Gemini updates the code in real time. This isn't just AI-assisted development, it's co-creation. You copy-paste a spaghetti mess of back-end code and say, why isn't this working? Gemini not only finds the bug, but explains it in natural language, rewrites the function, and suggests performance improvements. You give it a 10-year-old PHP codebase, ask it to refactor to modern Node.js. It does it. in one go? It's like giving your junior dev team access to a 10x engineer that doesn't sleep. And here's the wild part. Most people won't even use 70% of this power. More on that in a minute. The fall of Claude? Let's talk about Anthropic, the makers of Claude. Until now, Claude had a clear edge in developer tooling. That was its niche. While ChatGPT focused on general reasoning, Claude became the go-to assistant for coding and software dev. But now, Google's Gemini just ate Claude's lunch. And if Gemini continues improving at this pace, Anthropic may need to pivot. Fast. Will they focus more on UX, maybe vertical integrations, or double down on safety and trust? Whatever the answer, the battle lines just shifted. How this threatens OpenAI, but wait, what about OpenAI? They've long marketed ChatGPT as the most powerful frontier model available. But here's the thing, if Google is now beating GPT-4 in coding, reasoning, multimodal inputs, and interactivity, that title's up for grabs. Let's not forget, Google also recently showed off V2, a video-generating model rivaling Sora voice agents. That sound eerily human. It's a pattern, a wave. And this is the second one in just a few months. OpenAI better have something wild cooking for GPT-5, or Google might just run away with the crown. The overpowered AI dilemma. Now here's the paradox. Gemini 2.5 is so advanced, it's almost too advanced. Average users aren't using 80% of its capabilities. They don't need code-base rewrites or prototype deployment in seconds. Heck, most people are just asking for recipe suggestions or writing LinkedIn posts. So we might be reaching a point where AI power isn't the selling point anymore. Instead, the next battle could be about user experience, ease of access, and integrated tools. Apple figured this out decades ago. It wasn't about having the fastest processor. It was about making it easy to use. And now AI companies may face that same choice. The war ahead, so what happens next? Google just made a statement. We're not playing catch-up anymore. We're leading. OpenAI and Anthropic are on notice. They might have to pivot hard, focusing less on raw horsepower and more on how people interact with these models. Expect to see more developer tools, more plugins and integrations, more focus on niche use cases. Because if Gemini keeps advancing like this, the old game is over. Why, this is just the beginning. Here's the kicker. Google dropped Gemini 2.5 I/O edition right before their I/O conference. That means this was just the appetizer. They're likely holding back even more insane reveals for the main stage. Could it be a Gemini 3? An App Store-like ecosystem for AI agents? Your guess is as good as mine, but the timing is very intentional. This wasn't an accident. This was momentum building. So stay tuned, because the next few months, they're going to be wild. So let's wrap it up. Google built its smartest AI yet, Gemini 2.5 I/O. It crushed Claude and beat OpenAI in coding benchmarks. It can rewrite entire code bases, turn sketches into apps, and might just shift the entire industry's strategy. Whether you're a developer, entrepreneur, or just someone watching the AI race unfold, this changes everything. What do you think? Is Google now the AI king? Or will OpenAI pull a fast one with GPT-5? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you made it this far, drop an emoji. You're a legend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because we've got more insane AI breakdowns coming up.